Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first 19th hole podcast. Cheers,
Cheers, brother.
baby. Brought to you by Yuda Golf. The boys are absolutely back, dialed. Tons of shit to go over today. We've been pumped to start this podcast for a minute. Been a hot minute, and
Yeah.
there's no better time to pick this thing up than now. Um, I'll introduce my co-host here. You can call him Scratty. You can call him Logan, LW Golf, side by side Yuta. Just don't call him a fat fuck. Am I right, brother?
That is the one thing. I mean, you can call me
That's the one
that.
thing.
You can call me that all you want, but it just doesn't go well,
Oh man, cheers,
unfortunately.
dude. If you know, you
If you
know,
know, you
dude.
know.
Oh my god, we got a
What
lot
a
to
day.
unfold tonight. I'm
That's a
pumped,
lot.
man.
A lot has
So
happened. I mean, we just had what? Atlanta just went up one. You got Tiger and Vanessa. You've got the Valspar that
hmm
just happened. All kinds of stuff that went on in that, from funny clips of people hitting sprinkler heads to, I
yeah,
mean, just anything you can think of. Victor after the round saying he
yep.
sucks, but he just won a golf tournament. I mean, wish that could be
And
us.
something
Wish
that
that
kind
could be
of got a
us.
little bit of notoriety. We have obviously a shit ton of topics here, but in that tournament, Spieth had a clip where he absolutely crashed out, and I love to see it because obviously we know Spieth
But
is
I
like
didn't
kind of
see
the
it.
boys' boy. He's
Really?
like a people's dude. Everybody loves him. He was obviously on the track of like goat status for a while, as he was kind of winning all those
For
winning
sure.
a bunch of majors and stuff early on. But the crash out this weekend, he tried to hit some kind of flop shot and got a little. I don't know. He either caught it too well or maybe got injured, but he just didn't
Huh.
didn't do what he wanted to do, and immediately just lets out the biggest. And it was like, oh shit! I don't think I've ever seen Spieth like lose full like that in my entire time of following his career.
My one of my favorite clips that I've seen recently. I think it was this chick. She was like me and I think it was JT. Me and JT like kind of speak the same language on the golf course, and then it's that putt of JT just barely missing, and he goes fuck.
What did he say?
He just goes fuck.
Yeah, we got to be careful. Our first podcast, and we're quoting JT after putts. We all know why he
Whoa.
lost his Ralph Lauren, why the Ralph Lauren sponsorship. So
Yeah, that's a tough one.
we have no
But
sponsors to lose now, though.
he
We have
came
no
out
sponsors to
he
lose.
came out on top. He came out on top.
Yeah.
And
He's doing mighty fine
he's
for
doing
himself.
well. He's
But
doing all right.
yeah, we got a bunch, man. Masters is coming up. There's been a lot of movement in the YouTube scene. There's been like a little bit of controversy, man, with Rory.
Yeah.
Um, he did. I mean, I think the media blew it up just a touch, but it was
Yeah.
definitely enough of a comment from him to make note of.
And
Him kind of basically just kind of shitting on YouTube golf.
I will say I did kind of like Bob's take on it. Like he kind of just kind of wore it on the chin, but was just basically like, "Man, I'll do anything to have you on, have you
Yeah,
on the channel, man." And I'm
but
sure
strange
Rory.
comment. Like
I'm
the
sure as
Rory's been
soon
the
as he
face
gets
of
into
growth.
it, yeah, as
Yeah,
soon as
yeah.
he gets into YouTube golf and plays with the guys, I mean, he's gonna see a different light in it, especially if he's playing with the right guys.
hmm To
It's
be
gonna
fair,
change
too,
a
we don't
lot.
know his story, but it seems like he's going through it. He almost had a divorce last year. He's
Right.
been kind of like shit on in all sides when it came to this live
Hey,
PGA drama, and now he's trying to get out of the limelight. But then there's obviously this other stuff coming in, and he obviously it's not his mo to sit on a phone and watch YouTube or sit on his
right.
TV and whatever. But still, I think you're absolutely right. The best thing that Rory could do to one enjoy the game a little bit more is probably go on one of these people's channels
Yeah.
and he'll probably like re-fall in love with golf. It seems like every single pro that touches a good or a Bob Does Sports or something with like the Brian Bros or Taco or whoever, all these pros. The second that they have that good fun and they put good content out, they go and do well like the next week. I mean,
Right.
immediately after, it seems like they're top tenning almost always.
And one of like the controversial things it seems like nowadays is people hate Rory and people really like Rory.
Yeah,
I am team Rory because it just seemed like the PGA Tour just did him wrong. They just threw him
yeah,
into the fire and were basically like,
yeah.
okay, now we're gonna take the money. All of you are crazy for taking the money if you did it, but we're gonna do it anyway. And
Yeah,
now
I mean,
it's the push of, oh, we're doing it for golf and all that. But I mean,
mhm.
at the end of the day, money talked.
He definitely was the sacrificial lamb, and through what seemed like a
I'd be
pretty
angry
tough
too.
time of his life, I would be pissed, and I don't blame him for taking a step back. But I do think,
I kind of
from
like heel.
from our standpoint, like, yeah, get away from it. Don't be the face. Don't be the punching bag for this fight that he has no say over, because he was obviously standing up with Monahan and defending the
Yeah,
PGA for so long, but then immediately, like, one meeting happens, they're like, oh, we're thinking about doing a merger, and then Rory just looks like
yeah.
an idiot that has his foot in
Like
his
what?
mouth,
And they didn't
and
say
it's like,
anything to him. He's like the front runner
yeah.
that knows everything, and then they just didn't even tell him that they were gonna do it. Just kind of like
But hell, dude,
just
on
kicking
this
the mud.
topic, is 2025 the year of Rory McIlroy? We're talking two
I
PGA
mean,
wins already. We haven't even hit the majors yet.
I mean, what I would give to see Rory win a Masters. God, just to get that monkey off of his back. I mean,
If we could get that answer from Rory, what would Rory do? How far do you think he would go to get that
ah,
green jacket?
I mean, I think you would be surprised with his answer, because it
I
does
don't.
seem
I think he would do anything.
I
I
feel
think
like
he would do anything.
secretly deep down he would do anything, but I feel like the answer you're gonna get is just gonna be like, oh, there are more important things than golf, and
Yeah, but
we
I
know
think
that's not true.
legitimately, I think legitimately at this point, knowing, like, let's just throw a hypothetical out there. Let's say, like, hey, Rory, you got to get rid of every single dollar that you've made that you still own through your career. You have to
A
give
lot
it
of
up
dollars.
today, and you get the green jacket. I think, and then caveat, he still gets to continue to play after and whatever. I think he would
Yeah,
100% would give every dollar back,
man,
and that's a
wouldn't
lot
that
of
be wild?
dollars.
Wouldn't that be wild to be able to wear that jacket? Just wear that jacket. Who would be
Dude,
putting it on him? Is it
Scotty,
Scotty? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That'd be a nice one.
He's a good person.
It always makes me feel really
Oh, yeah, yeah,
weird
yeah.
when you see who put the jacket on Tiger in 2019.
John Rahm, I think.
Was it John Rahm?
I think,
Didn't
unless he was after. Or is it DJ? No, DJ was
who's the weird
2020.
one?
Tiger put it on DJ. DJ.
Was it DJ?
Yeah, DJ was the one that
There's one that Tiger
wasn't in April.
wins. There's one that Tiger wins, and it just looks so strange. The person that's putting it on there. God, who was it? Oh yeah, it's Patrick Reed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's keep him out of our
Uh,
podcast.
uh, old Patty. Patty
I will
Houlihan.
say the live golf teams or whatever, they've been doing a good job of getting in this space with content.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really good job.
Patrick Reed, I didn't know like how gear and physics oriented he was. He's dialed.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos recently of him breaking down swing play and talking through numbers and going through bounce numbers, and not just like, oh, he's got a good short game, he can articulate it well, but he's like kind of close to that level of like Phil Mickelson, and Bryson's definitely got both of these guys on her, but he's in that realm. He's in the conversation where
Right.
it's like, okay, this dude is like a genius when it comes to his craft.
And one of the things with Patrick, he was one of the 3 live guys, I think, that just made qualifier for the Open Championship. And on top of that, Sergio, I think, missed it by a shot. Like missed
Yeah,
a
I
putt
saw
on the
that.
last hole, I believe.
I'm not bummed. I'm not a big Sergio fan.
You know, I met him one time whenever I was a little kid just trying to get his autograph and didn't get the autograph.
Did he stiff you?
Ever since then, I've just never been a big Sergio guy, and
Put him on the list, dude.
it's
Put him on the
tough.
list. He's not invited
Yeah,
to the bond.
yeah, he's not invited to the bonfire. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, then you got all the stuff with the like spitting in the hole, the throwing
Yeah,
temper
his like little
tantrums, like
temper tantrum.
throwing
Yeah.
like kicking his shoe off and all kinds of stuff. Speaking
I
of
mean,
temper
it goes.
tantrums, Pat Kizire, grade A temper tantrum.
Oh my
Absolutely,
god, dude! There's a montage from this
like
Valspar.
like punting his fucking putter across
Yeah.
the green. Oh,
I
that
mean,
was awesome.
we've all done some stupid shit.
Yes.
Like, it's what the worst part of having a temper tantrum on the golf course is the second you have to go pick the thing up. Like
Yeah.
you throw your ball out or whatever. Like if you
That's the
throw it in a
tough
pond,
one.
obviously that's one thing. You
I don't
chuck your
even
glove or a putter cover. Like you have to go walk over and grab it,
I don't even
even if
think
you have
he
a
picked
caddy.
his up. I don't think
His caddy got it.
I think he literally walked because he had to finish the hole. He walks over, grabs his wedge, and taps in.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
literally
I
think
guess
I think he just
I'll
left
stand
his
corrected.
putter.
I'll stand
Which,
corrected
given the putter
if you
was
have a caddy,
broken,
it's
you
different.
may as well just leave it.
Yeah. But man, that's the worst. Dude, I was this one round. I was up in Tahoe, and I wasn't playing bad, but like I was hitting well enough to probably be around par, and I was wedging it horrendously. And that's like my game. That's not
Yeah.
necessarily the weak part of my game. Like when
Right.
my game goes bad, it's the long game. If I'm not driving it well, and that day I was driving it well, so I felt like all right, like we should be under, kind of flying it, and I'm not. And I was like probably 80 yards over like a pretty big creek to the green, and I hit this thing, and it feels like I hit it like 900 feet to the right. And I take this wedge, and I'm like, all right, like green straight ahead. All I got to do is launch this wedge over towards the green. I'm gonna end up walking by there. I can grab it. I'm not even that mad, and like it was more of a joke for the group I was with, and held on to it a little long. This thing goes diving dead left and barely gets like it's like barely hanging out of the water. And I'm just
Oh
like,
man.
oh shit. Oh my
Man.
god, this guy tried to make a half decent, not even a good joke. Almost lose a wedge. Go up to the green scrat, find my ball. 20 feet from the pin.
From the pin?
was it
What the
was
heck?
it even a bad shot?
Lord
Uh,
have mercy.
yo, there was
I
a
remember
tough
my
walk of
first
shame there.
broken club.
I've yet to snap one on
I
purpose.
I had R7 graphite irons as a little kid, and I
Mm.
topped it in the water, and there was a 150 stick behind me, and that 150 stick got met. Got absolutely leveled.
Is the 150 stick
The
still
150
alive?
stick won the battle.
Yeah. 1-0
My
150
graphite
stick.
shaft did not win.
That's hilarious. How old are you?
I was probably like 10, 11 years old. I told my parents I like swung down, and whenever my club hit the ground, it just snapped in half.
That's hilarious, dude.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Well, I love it, man. I mean, Rory's doing good. He won a big signature event at Pebble. He obviously won the players. Shout out to
Mhm.
the players. Check out the
The
hats. If
players.
you want some, we'll shoot you a link.
Gotta
But
get that hat.
massive tournaments for him to win. He's kind of the only person I think that's putting up a run to take over the number one spot in golf.
I mean, I wonder
That
how
being
close
Scottie
he is.
Scheffler. Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
point. I'm
he's
gonna
got
pull
to
up
be
or
close.
pull up the FedEx points.
Having Pebble, well, official world golf rankings. Is
It's
it
a really
lag?
good question.
No. All right, let's see. Of course, I want to accept all the cookies. So we're looking at. I mean, I don't know how they do the point system, but it looks like. I mean,
Yeah, he's in second.
he's 14 behind, or he's 4 points behind. I just don't know how many points he's going to get for the next event.
No, he's four average points. Total points though, he's like
Oh,
101.
yeah.
So it
I mean,
looks
he's
like it
got a
takes a
ways to
significant
go.
amount of events. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got
he's
a
literally
ways to
not
go.
there. It looks
But
like
so
I think through
in
all these wins, he's only
yeah,
got 177 points for the year. Like
so points won this year, yeah, 177. But Scottie
so, I
Scheffler's
mean that
only got
means
45. So
yeah,
he's
but he
at
also hasn't played that many because he had that
yeah,
knife,
a
the
little
little
injury.
injury or
But
whatever.
I will say Scotty has been angry at the putter again. He has been angry at the putter. Has
Yeah,
not really liked
I
it that
think
much.
I have a take on this putting thing that I mean people. people say he's a shitty putter and everything, whatever. And we could probably go into like strokes gained approach. That's a
Yeah.
great segue right there. We could go into all the stats behind it, but I think his proximity is like so good, so much
Yeah.
better than everybody else that he's in the mid range
I mean,
all the
even if he
time.
doesn't putt good.
And so like it's hard to putt good when you're putting everything from 10 to 20 feet. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's 8
Right.
feet, somewhere around 50%. Everything past that drops drastically.
I mean,
And like
but
shit, dude. And then you see him wedge it in, and he'll make his birdies that way. Like you don't just accidentally win every fucking tournament.
right. What would be nice is if we could get Scottie and Rory just at the peak of their game and just see what happens. Like
Same group
that would
Sunday.
be awesome. Just to see
Yeah,
them just out there, both of them shooting like around 66, 65.
Yeah.
Just something stupid.
And it's just going
give it
back
a day.
and forth.
Just give it a day. Let that be. Hey, why not Augusta?
Who would you have your money on? Ooh,
man,
that would be sick.
Who would I have my money on?
That would be unreal.
I would hammer. Just because I'm such a big fan, I would hammer the shit out of Rory. I would love to see it. Because I feel like
absolutely fading the fuck out of you there.
If Rory,
I'm going Scottie.
If Rory can putt, I think Rory's unbeatable.
Not at the Masters.
I don't know, man. Dude, if he's making putts, it's over.
I don't know, dude.
But one thing that I'll say,
I think what he does with the golf ball is unseen.
Yeah, I mean, he just hits the ball so far, and I feel like the only thing that stops him is just putting.
I mean, Rory?
Yeah. I mean, you look at, what was it? At Pebble. No, at the Players. The last putt on an 18.
Playoff.
No, the last putt on an 18. He barely made it. I mean, that was almost.
This right here. Play through this video. Let's see it. Go to hole 17 and watch that putt too. It is kind of. There is times when this tournament was already won when he had this, but it is interesting to see mentally him just kind of check out as well.
Right.
Because if you really think about the situation here, he took care of business obviously on the first hole. Got a lead. Took care of business with his tee ball on 17. You can fast forward to 17.
Do you know what he hits here into 16?
9-iron?
Pitching wedge from 180.
Oh, Jesus.
He hits pitching wedge from 180. What?
It must have been a crazy downwind.
Yeah, it was downwind, but can you imagine?
Nah, I'd never even accidentally pull that.
I think I could skull 180. Downwind.
Not me. Wouldn't be me.
Like, look at this swing. That's 180 yards.
That's insane.
Brother, what?
Landed it short, but rolled it back.
Can you imagine? So he goes on to make birdie there.
Yeah, took care of biz. Go to the putt on. Oh, pull that off. Go to the putt on 17. Because like I said, the parameters are, at that point he knew he won the tournament, but like, do you have it in you to just like play clean golf?
Right.
Often he puts himself in that situation where he's winning by a shit ton in a tournament, and he lets people back in.
Right. And what about this? It's just got to be adrenaline, man. I mean, he airmails the green.
I don't think so, dude. I legitimately think that he caught a dead win.
And I mean, they even talked about it, like on the range. He said all he did was sit there on track, man. He knew exactly how far to hit it. He had taken that swing plenty of times that morning, and it's just gone.
I saw a horrible take from some social media outlet that said, if you look at the B-roll stuff or side stuff, JJ was looking into Rory's bag about what club he hit. Like, it's indecisive. He didn't know what he wanted to hit, and like I was like, if you spent any time at any tour event, all the pros, especially on par threes because they're next to each other, they look at each other's bags. It's
every
knowledge.
time.
They understand how hard each other hit and roughly how far it goes. So that gave him an idea. I think he just caught a dead win. Or, like you said, adrenaline plays a factor in competitive golf that gets ruled in, and he might have just had a little bit of juice. I mean, he only missed his mark by 10 feet.
I sit there and think about like the mindset behind it. All right, you just went one down going into 16, so you basically got it. You got to go for it because Rory's already hit it on the green. He's gonna make par, so I mean,
So you
it's
think.
you just got to sit there in your head and go, okay, we got to do it. And
Stop
that's where
this.
I think
Yeah.
that adrenaline just comes in. It's
Yeah.
just like he finally
Yeah.
got in the good mindset, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna hit the shot, and then it does that, and
That's a
it's just
different
so
feel than the driving
unfortunate.
range one he hit that
Right.
morning. Yeah. You're
Sitting there
absolutely right.
smoothing it on the driving range, knowing that you get to hit it again, is a different feeling than just standing
Yeah.
right here.
And then from here, they're bickering because they're flustered. He knows he lost the tournament, like
Yeah.
unless he holds this, but I mean he's no.
Full of
Who was the
Freddie.
dude who hooped one on Tiger? Is that Freddie?
Freddie Couples hooped it on this hole for par.
Yeah.
There was apparently somebody this week that did that as well. He didn't make it straight in, but he holed
Yeah.
out for par over here.
All right, now go to so again. This is another shot that just lets you know Tiger or not Tiger. Rory won this tournament. Now go to Rory's
Where's the
putts. He three
putt?
putts this.
Yeah.
He just missed the first one.
I mean, man, that's just tough.
Good leave.
Tough looks.
So go to Rory's putt here. Further back. You went too far, I think. Yeah. I don't think he could have stopped this, but still.
Man, he
talking about,
barely
like,
hits that.
putting woes.
Look at how much speed that puts on it.
Yeah, it does not stop. Just made that.
Golly, look how much rollout that gets.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now go to his putts. Like, whatever. Tournament's over anyway, though. Like, but this is just Rory. Let him back in. Go to his putts on 18. Yeah. That's tough, dude.
It's tough.
It's not even hitting the hole.
Right.
Kind of leaves you a knee knocker coming back downhill.
Yeah.
Ends up making that one, but
Ends up making it.
still, like,
Gets the dub.
Tiger,
I mean-
Tiger closes the door on people.
Yeah. That's my
Prime
thing
Tiger.
is like what it looks like whenever you have Scottie. I mean, his putter definitely we can all say is better than Rory's, but when Scottie's is off, Scottie's is off. Like it's not
Yeah.
it's not automatic, it's not average. It's off. He burns a lot of edges. I will say Rory misses holes, but Scottie will burn a ton of edges, and I feel like one of the
from
things
close
that
range.
yeah, and I feel like one of the things that happens with Scottie is that gets in his head. I mean, look at how many times he changed putters throughout that
Mhm.
little woe. And I know just watching I mean, one of the things that they always show with Scottie is him on the putting green just before the round or after the
Grinding.
rounds and stuff,
Yeah.
grinding. And it's like I watched one.
Testing new shit out.
It may have been here at the Players. Like I watched him hit a couple 4 or 5 footers, and he missed like 4 in a row, and you could tell he
on
was
the practice
frustrated.
green.
Yeah, I mean, he just takes his
Oh.
putter, slams it against his foot. I mean, you can just tell that he was not in a good headspace, and then he had his putting guy behind him, just I mean, trying to figure it out. And I mean, maybe for him, it's just hey, if I find a putter I feel comfortable with at the time, then I can just keep rolling it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one way. I mean, you are a tour player, you have endless options, so maybe you just
Yeah,
find
you could
something
try
that
to-
actually works.
He should be
Um,
using a lab. Like, if anybody should be using a lab,
Everybody's using the lab, it seems like.
Yeah, they're so good.
It's crazy. But I mean,
On the topic of Scottie, though, dude obviously won back-to-back Masters. He's the favorite to win it again. His is it Scottie fashion for his menu that he picked?
yeah. I mean, it was the same as the last one.
That's what I'm saying. Like little creativity here, you know?
Maybe. I mean, I'm a man of simplicity. I eat the same Mexican
Yeah.
restaurant every single week, so
Chicken, cheese, and rice, baby.
I'm right there with him. If it worked one time, it'll work again.
I mean, I could see it from a superstition standpoint. Like, I didn't think I was a superstition person, but when I was in college, I mean, in high school and college, for baseball, I hit the best when I was eating a San Francisco sourdough turkey and ham sandwich.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
some
there's
people
stats behind it, but
just got
so
that thing.
maybe that's why. If you got to design a dinner, Masters dinner, what's your appetizer, what's your entree or your starter or whatever, like a salad, whatever, and then your main course, and then what's your dessert?
God, people are gonna hate me for this. Uh, Rockefeller oysters, so spinach and artichoke
Ooh,
oysters. Love those. Um,
spinach and artichoke oysters. Interesting.
yes, yes, so
For a
good.
man of simplicity, I did not see
Yeah,
this
that
coming.
was wild.
I am
That is out
I'm
of
super
left field.
interested to see how you play this out
All
now.
right, so what? I'm going appetizer, Rockefeller oysters, spinach and artichoke dip oysters, um, and then what? Salad.
If you want, I mean, I guess you don't have to. I threw that out there, but
I mean, we can
you could
go.
jump right in.
I mean, you're basically just classic salad. Like if I'm going classic, or I can do a Caesar as well. Just tomato, bacon bits, cheese, just kind of basic stuff with some ranch on there. Um, and then we get into the main course. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, my favorite dinner I've ever had, Porch and Parlor. Shout out. Um, I'm gonna go Wagyu steak. We can go like a Wagyu
Oh,
ribeye with lobster
good
mac and
call.
cheese, and then let's see, what would be another good side with that? Maybe some collard greens, and then to knock it off with a dessert, I mean, it's got to be something fudge. Maybe like just a Sunday brownie. I go with that.
That
That
sounds
would
phenomenal.
that
That's
would be
I didn't
ideal
see
for
this
me.
dinner coming at all. It sounds like a great
The
dinner.
Rockefeller
It
oysters,
sounds like
I could
when we
eat
get
a
together,
million of those.
I'm gonna need you to whip this up next time we're together.
Oh,
This sounds
I'm
phenomenal.
not whipping shit up, but Dino Nuggies, brother. We're going to Porch and Parlor though, and I'll have them whip it up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start out my menu kind of similar. I'm gonna go fresh oysters
Ooh,
with
never tried.
a little bit of some lemon and a little bit of some Tabasco. You throw that together, shoot them down the hatch. Phenomenal stuff. It's good.
Put that
And
on a
shout out to my
cracker, dude.
aphrodisiacs. If you know what an aphrodisiac is, you're welcome. You're gonna have a great night. Your wife can thank me later. Um, we're gonna move in. I'm gonna skip kind of doing some like healthy
No
stuff, but I would
salads?
definitely
Okay.
say I'm not gonna go salad. But was to have to throw a little something together,
Just had a
I'm
thought.
honestly not. I'm gonna go straight into my favorite meal. So I do a spicy Italian sausage, penne noodled, olive vodka penne is what it's called. So vodka pasta sauce. Have you had it?
Yes, yes. My wife's
It's
made that.
like a little creamy red sauce. It's good.
Yeah.
Some kind of authentic homemade version. My wife makes a great one, so maybe I'll take hers. You throw some garlic bread in there. There's this special barbecue sauce from one of my favorite places out in the Bay Area called Henry's High Life, and if you can throw a
Nice.
little drizzle of that on top of that barbecue, that'd be great. After that, I would probably throw like a hot brownie with some vanilla ice cream on top.
Hot brownie with vanilla ice cream. Oh, speaking my
Bro,
language.
I'm getting a little horny just talking about all this,
Hey,
dude. This
hey.
stuff sounds good, baby.
Love it. Love it.
Don't get the boys going now, huh? Don't get the boys going. You know what, dude? And I'll probably be sipping it. Speaking of which, I'll be sipping it with what I like. My brand of whiskey is Whistle Pig. So that's what
Whistle
we're sipping on
pig.
tonight.
I like it.
That's what's getting us through this 19th hole, baby.
I'm a big high
Cheers.
noon
What do you
guy.
think?
Big high noon guy. Love a good lemon, love a good lime, love a good pineapple. I mean, they're all great. You got the iced teas, you got it all. I mean, you can't go wrong with a high noon. Not too
The
bubbly.
only thing you can do wrong with a seltzer, we did it.
Yeah, we
We
did
tried
it.
to drink one
We did them all.
seltzer a hole for 9 holes,
We did that.
and we wanted to see if we could shoot like I don't know 5. I even forgot our goals, like 5 or 600. And
Yeah,
we end up getting to like the fourth hole, fifth hole, and we're all like, oh, like we're kind of vibing. Oh, I'm kind of feeling tipsy, whatever. Like we're burping a shit ton,
brother.
and then and throughout that next hole, I've never seen 3 individuals puke more in my life.
Hey,
and then continue to drink right after.
I was always taught better out than in.
Shout out to Shrek. Shout out to Shrek.
Better out than in.
It's hilarious, but
That was such a fun time. I mean,
if you know of that video, you're a real one.
Man, that was a rough
That's an
time.
OG.
What was that? Didn't we do the Hot Ones challenge?
Yeah. The next day.
The next day? Oh my gosh.
Dude, our esophagus is absolutely just not thanking us at all.
Dude.
The Hot Ones challenge was fun. Good golf was played until about the 5th or 6th hole. Once they started actually getting hot, and then we like, I don't even remember finishing the round.
One of the things that shocked me about the Hot Ones is like the first few sauces were
good.
Phenomenal. Like
They're
all
so
we
good.
had, we just had some Buffalo Wild Wings, just regular, just wings. There was nothing on
Plain
them.
wings.
I mean, you would just sit there and think, oh, you just put. I mean, we literally just put a little dab of it on there. And I mean, some of those sauces, I was like, dude, I could drink this. This is amazing.
Yeah. The first, like you said, 3 or 4 are like legitimate good sauce. Like you could get
Just
those
great.
and eat them on a lot of different food groups.
I just didn't expect
And then
that.
The good ones are the spices.
The good ones. I didn't expect, like, I just figured going in it was going to be like just a bland, basically, it's just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. But like, it just seemed like the first few ones, they were like, all right, we're going to throw some shit in there that they're going to be like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
I want this on my wings every time.
I will say I'm a fan of hot food, and I've done some challenges before. I did one at Smoke Eaters, if you've ever been there. They have one of the spiciest challenges ever, but the problem with theirs is they taste so good, which is a rare thing because usually what comes with ultra spices, it doesn't taste very good. And that thing fucked me up. It was tough. And then I've done the atomic sauce in the past, but I did it very arrogantly. And I took a full like slab of a chicken breast, cut it, dipped like basically the whole thing in there, and took a bite of it, and it fucking leveled me to the point where I was losing vision. My hearing went out. I kind of stumbled and grabbed myself. My wife's filming me, and we're laughing. And at one point, I'm like, "This shit ain't funny. Like, I'm dying. I'm actually passing out.
I'm going away." No.
So I will say, if you do it, for one, enjoy it, have fun. Be prepared for it to be fucking crazy. Because it's no joke. Once you get to the bomb sauce, it is no joke.
Wouldn't know.
You had that one. You didn't do the last.
Oh, I didn't do the last. Whatever that one was.
You quit.
The thing is, like, I can go ahead and tell you what's gonna happen. It got to the point where, like, so we had milk, and the milk wasn't helping anymore. It didn't matter how much milk you. And I wasn't drinking it. I'm not a rookie at that. I'm not gonna sit there and chug milk down. Just put it in your mouth, let it sit there, and spit that shit out, so you don't throw up later. Because there's one thing that's bad, and that's having hot sauce that's super hot. The next thing that's bad is throwing that hot sauce up, and having to face that tragedy again. But I mean, it just got to the point where I couldn't get it to stop. And I was like, dude, I can't take this anymore. So, you know what I did? I went and got my favorite one from the beginning. And I had that, and I enjoyed my 18th hole.
Yep. We're pumped, man. We obviously got a bunch of content that's coming up. We got to shoot a little bit out in Florida that we still have to post, but there's a big week that we have going that we can let you guys in on. We're going to be down in Monterey, the Bay Area, and a little town called Brooks at a nice resort called Yocha up there. So we're going to have a bunch of stuff to do there. I don't know if the Hot Ones Challenge is going to make its debut again.
No, thank you.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, on that note, we have an idea about a bunch of groups that are already in the space and who we want to challenge. Whether it's 2v2 scramble versus 2v2 scramble, or 2v2 best ball versus 2v2 best ball, or we're with our third and fourth partners. I
mean,
if we want to do some kind of like
do a drinking
Ryder Cup format, 4v4, whatever. And so, first and foremost, a group that I think I know we can take down is Bob Does Sports. And I don't mean that out of hate. I respect the fuck out of them. Obviously, stuff that we did in the past is very similar. and we were already kind of on that same wavelength of ideas of what to do with content. Um, they obviously are crushing it in the game, but head to head, pound for pound,
Man.
I would love to take them down, dude.
One
From a
thing that
competitive
I'll
standpoint.
one thing that I'll say that's tough is like the 2-on-3. That's where like getting a third option, I feel like
Yeah,
is so massive, and people just don't understand that.
I
Like when
agree.
pros are going out there and playing 1-on-3, I mean you got like the Max Homa where he goes out and shoots 60, and what he won by like one shot. I'm pretty sure. Like the man had to go
Yeah,
out there and shoot 60.
six.
And
Yeah,
just sitting there and thinking about two amateur golfers. I mean,
and
if
True
we,
North, by the way, is like one of the hardest golf
yeah,
courses in
I mean,
Arizona.
it's not like you're just going out there and just playing a course that you can drive every green.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that's one thing I'll say to it is, I mean, just having the
Well, we would
third
come out with a
option.
format, dude, that is either 3v3 or three people, and we do a bunch of
Right.
1v1s or
Um.
whatever. But
But yeah, Bob Does Sports would be an awesome one. I mean,
I think
that
too,
would
dude,
be
they've
amazing,
been doing this long enough where like don't call us fat fucks, but we're fat fucks. Like
yeah,
we can hang with
dude.
eating challenges.
Dude, if they wanted to do an eating challenge, so I saw one. I think it was it was Bob Does Sports and Good Good. They did a burger challenge at McDonald's.
Mm,
When I tell you we would dominate that, oh my gosh, dude, I can
dominate.
I can. There's a reason I get called fat fuck. There's a reason,
There's
bro.
a reason that
I
shit's happening.
promise you, I will annihilate a food
Oh
challenge.
my god. I'm
Whatever
gonna throw
you
this out
set in
there.
front of me.
There's a this is a hot take. This is a controversial take here, so I need you to hear me out. I think that
Go.
I think this individual is a good human being. And I think that he has put himself in a great scenario. He works really hard, and he has been in the scene a long time. If you know his story, you know he was doing some long drive stuff. He ended up emceeing some things. I think he got a part of some kind of broadcasting, and then he got with Good Good. Now I'm talking Bubby Golf. I have a bone to pick with him.
Boom.
Bubby and Min Woo Lee had a convo about how Bubby wears his socks over his things, and
Hmm.
they kind of ruled out, oh, it was a baseball thing, and Bubby like calls out like, oh, him being like a baseball dude, like coming from a college player, ex college player, it bugs the fuck out of me, because like Bubby isn't the epitome of a baseball dude. You know, he's kind of a bro, and he's like I said, nice dude. Everybody loves him. He does all the right things and stuff like that. But that one thing, like when as a baseball dude, we don't fucking claim that. Like he's not there the flagship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to go after the sake of some competition against Bubby
I mean,
to take down who is the true flagship.
maybe one day we just get out there and just let y'all go at it. See what happens on the course.
I think it'd be fun. I
I think that
do
would be
think
an
he's like
awesome. I think that would be an awesome like video, obviously, and then a good comparison. Like it'd be awesome to do maybe like a little like triathlon. Like we'll do a little long drive because I know you've got speed, and I mean seeing you just swing it
he's
as
got some
fast
dumb
as
speed.
I mean he's got stupid speed,
He's got some
especially
dumb
at his
speed. He's
size.
farther than me. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's where I will say I think he would be able to get you. The only thing that
Yeah.
I think you would be able to get him at is like I mean, it's all just going to come up to somebody just catching it solid. And I mean, if I feel like if I
Yeah.
got you out there just a couple days, like just practicing, because I mean, shout out to my boy. My boy's a father now, so he doesn't have much time to practice. But
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you get out there and just do a little speed training, like say for a week or two. I think you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
crank it up there, like if you just go at it full blast. Whenever you swing at it,
135.
I mean, moving it. The
What do you
fastest I
think?
think I've ever gotten is like 122. 135
I've
would
gotten
be
to 130.
ridiculous.
I got 132 or 133 or something like
I
that.
wouldn't know what to do with that. Um, But I think that would be a fun little, maybe like a little triathlon thing. Like maybe we do
That would be
9 holes
cool.
on the course, we do a long drive competition, and then what?
Let's throw some baseball in there. Let's go
Yeah,
to the
take it
field.
to the
Let's get a
mound.
turtle out. Yeah,
I'll
we'll do
throw.
a
I mean,
the
don't
whole
be
nine.
afraid. I won't hit you hard.
Don't worry, I've been hit by 100
I
miles an
won't
hour.
hit you hard.
There's nothing you could do that would hurt me.
But no,
No,
that would
that'd be
be
fun.
awesome.
We could do a zen off as well.
Yeah, a little
Who
zen
could
off.
pack a full ring of fire first?
That would be awesome.
Um,
But I mean, there's a lot of things that we could get into
there's
on that.
there's no hate on that at all. By the way, I'm
No,
fully just kind of trolling about it, but at the same time, like coming from a baseball background, I would love to compete against him. I think he's a fun dude and stuff like that. But I wanna beat him. I want
I,
to beat
I played coach pitch once.
him. Yeah, we rule you in as a baseball dude.
I'm a big baseball guy. Yeah, you know me.
Oh man.
I got a Cody Bellinger bat that I use
On
to
that note,
beat
can you pull up? I wanna go through who we think's lying about their handicap
Let's
in the
see.
space.
Get you transferred over. All right. So, looking at it, I mean, Bryson DeChambeau.
There's some good numbers here.
Plus 8.4. He's definitely not a plus 8.4. He's probably more like a scratch golf. He's a scratch golfer with Timu clubs, obviously.
Oh my god.
I mean, he hooks it. I think when he hit those Timu clubs, he hooked it further than I can hit it.
Yeah. He's got some dumb speed.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Like low-key, whenever I was watching it, I was just kind of like just seeing the golf ball fly, and it felt like if I'd have put a timer on the air time that it had, it just seemed unreal. Like it just never came down. And I'm just sitting here like, how? It just looks effortless.
I mean, he is. Like everything he does is optimized. He knows what he's doing. This guy's not just out there. He's not freak athleting.
He's not just ordering shit clubs off of Timu. He's ordering like clubs. But now,
you know what name pops out to me here?
Let's hear it.
I mean, Brad Dahlke. The dude is a smidge off of Wesley Bryan, who Wesley Bryan's went on tour. Like, I know, like I've obviously I have a little PGA caddying experience and some Corn Ferry stuff, and I've seen the way those guys do some things. If this number holds true, and we obviously see a lot of the videos where he does look like he's just in such control with his golf ball, go back and compete. And I know a lot of these dudes stop competing because they run out of money. The shit's expensive. Brad is not obviously in a position where he's really worried about money, what it seems like with the situation with Good. And it's like, at this point, you don't have the pressure now of like, I have to make it versus like, hey, I'm still fucking good. I can make it. Let's do it.
I will say one thing. Have you seen the video of the last $10,000 versus $100 video where they go to?
No.
God, I can't remember where they went. I want to say they were in Georgia, but dude, he was fucking on one. I mean,
wait, shoot.
No. So have you seen the 10,000 versus $100 video?
Mm-mm.
So basically, the premise is so it's, let me see, Garrett, Steven, and Matt versus Dalkey, Bubby, and no, wait. So it's just 3-on-3, and basically what happens is whichever team wins that week gets to go on the next trip with $10,000 worth to spend. So it shows two different sides. It shows, hey, you can go on this trip and make a budget and only spend $300, or you can go on the trip and spend $10,000. So whichever team wins gets the $10,000 trip. So I mean, they've got ones like the last one that they went to. I won't spoil too much, but like they went to a track and got to ride expensive cars. They had a nice hotel, all that, and ended up going to a basketball game, NBA game and stuff. But that was what they got to spend on all of their trip, and that goes into everything. Like, and then so Dalkey, I think it was Dalkey, Matt, and someone else that was on this team that basically, it was Steven, but he was sick. But basically they were only allowed to spend $300. So basically they had to get an Airbnb. I think it was like $170, but this was everything like food, everything. They can't spend any more than that. Um, and one of the cool ones, it wasn't this one, but one of the ones before this was really cool. One of the team that lost, they actually like called the golf course that they were going to the next time, and they camped out on the golf course. So it's
Ooh,
a
that's
really
kind of
cool
sick.
thing. But you could tell, like one thing that I love about it is that they actually care. Like they don't want to be the $300 team. They
Of
really
course.
want to be that $10,000 team because
Well, it's
obviously
competitive.
you
They've
get to
created
do
an
all
environment
kinds
that's
of.
competitive.
It's super competitive, and you could just tell. Like when Brad went into that, Brad was like, "I am not losing." He made
Yeah.
every putt, every drive he hit. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go right at the right edge of that bunker, straight at the right edge of the bunker." I mean, he was just on. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at this list,
Yeah.
there's not. It would be between Dalkey and George because we all know Wesley's having a tough
Yeah.
time right now, but we all know Wesley can always go stupid low if needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, just on consistency, and I think just a good golfer. Dalkey and George are right there at the top.
Yeah.
Besides Bryson, obviously we know Bryson,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Dalkey and George are so consistent. But man, I just love the fire that Dalkey brings.
I do
Like
too. He
I
kind of
feel
has
like he
that
has
dog in him. He
that
wants to
dog,
win.
yeah. And
Yeah, me too.
by all means, obviously we know George does too. But I just
Yeah.
something about Dalkey, like
Different
in that
dog. Different
video,
dog.
just showed me like that he when he really wants it and he sets his mind to it, he's gonna get it.
Hmm. Now, shocking name on this list, or at least the number, the handicap. I think Micah Morris is. I think his handicap is. I
It's
think it's an
interesting.
absolute. I
It's
think it's lying.
definitely
I'm just
interesting.
gonna throw this out there, dude. I think I like
Definitely.
Micah, dude. When before he blew up, me and him used to exchange messages just about content and whatever. But he's
Right.
a nice dude, and I think he's a good dude. But a plus 4.1, like you just don't see a plus 4.1 shoot in the 80s.
Right.
When your handicap's there, that means you're playing golf all day long. And at
Right.
that point, like you're if you were to start shooting, on the latter side of 70s or in the 80s, that plus 4.1 is going to get knocked down quickly, and you're
Right.
going to see someone that can be less than scratch. And we just know that he has that in his bag. And I'm not here to talk complete shit about him, but like
I mean,
I'm
it's
going to throw that out there.
interesting. Like one of the things I will say, so with the new handicap system, I think it's a little bit different. Cause like
What's the
mine,
update?
well, I think I don't know what the exact update is, but it doesn't seem like, it seems like basically what it is your handicap is your best day. Like me, I'm a plus
Mm,
4.2 right
mm,
now, but I don't walk out the door and I say, okay, I'm shooting
yeah, yeah.
68 everywhere
69,
that
yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I played really good. I had a bunch of putts that I could have made, but I didn't, and I shot 70. But it was a good day. I mean, yeah, after the round, everybody's like, "Yeah, you played really good today," and I
Yeah.
felt like I played good. I knew I missed some putts,
I mean
but
that is
still.
that is
But I
good.
mean, that was
Yeah.
a day that, like, literally, I think I hit maybe 17 out of 18 greens, and I had a bunch of putts inside 20 feet, and they just didn't go. But I
Hmm.
mean, I feel like if I go out and shoot 68, like I played damn good that day.
Well, let me ask you this: when was the last time you shot 80 plus?
Probably last year.
What'd you shoot?
I think I shot 82. 82.
How bad was it?
I mean, it was just a day that literally everything went wrong. You just
Mm.
get out there and you get every single bad break. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, other than that, everything's probably been like 75 or less. Like if I
Well,
go
then
out
I'll
on the
throw this out
course,
there. I'd like to see you and Micah play.
I mean, it'd be fun. He seems like a super nice guy from all the videos
Yeah.
that I've seen of him.
And he's crazy
He
competitive.
obviously hits it a mile. Um,
Yeah.
I think it would
He
be
is done
fun.
long.
I think it would be really fun, like if we got us both on a course we would be comfortable with. If you just put both of us, I think, on a
Mm.
wide open course, because he can absolutely maul the ball. He does have problems where he misses it a
He,
little left and right, but
yeah.
so do I. That's probably my Achilles heel is I miss it left and right. But if you put both of us on an open course, I think it would be really interesting because then all it's going to come down to is who can hit the best iron shots and make some putts at the end of the day.
Hmm. Hmm. That would be fun. That would be a fun one to watch.
It would be.
But I do like if you go down on this list a little bit.
Hmm.
I don't know if I agree with Garrett's +2. I think that's an interesting one. I think Peter Finch's +2 is an interesting one, especially when you compare it to like two names above Peter Finch is Sam Hung Min. One of the dudes that's on Taco Golf, which Taco Golf is like one of the fastest blowing up channels, and he's got this group of 4 guys that are all ex pros, or I don't know if they're still aspiring, but all previous pros that are really good at golf. And you throw Peter Finch next to it and Garrett Clark, like these dudes would get absolutely mauled
It just makes me
every
wonder how
single
much
time.
they actually practice.
Who's that? On which side?
I
The
would
pro
say
side or on the am side?
like Garrett. Like I'm curious how much he practices. Peter Finch, I don't know why. Like I feel like because I watched the
He plays a
video
lot.
of what was it with Wesley George and all them where they did like the big money game. Peter played really well. Like he was really like
Did he?
consistent. Like he didn't hit it wayward left or right
Yeah.
because Rick Shields played in it and everything, and I think they did a skins game, but he didn't seem like he just hit many bad shots. His bad shots were
Hmm.
better than everybody else's, which was really interesting. So that makes me feel like he practices a
That is
lot, like
interesting.
really cares
I feel
about
like
his game.
whenever I've seen him go at it, it just doesn't seem like someone who's floating it around par to 75 pretty
Yeah.
frequently. But
But that's
I
why
mean, hell,
I feel like I look at this
the NIT
list
system.
and I
Yeah,
add 4 to everybody because I would add 4 to
yeah.
myself. Like
Same
if I
thing
went
with
out and
like
shot
even on this
72,
list,
it's
if
just
you
kind
were
of
to throw Sharf with Fat Perez, I don't care how long you make the course. I know Sharf's can be kind of long, but Sharf is not .1 better than Fat Perez.
be interesting.
It's
That would
not even
definitely be
close, dude.
interesting.
Fat Perez is like too consistent of a golfer. I mean, he
I
did
feel
fine
like
when he
the
played in
reason
that
his is a
the Q.
1.2, I feel like if this is up to date, I feel like his was better than this before this. I feel like his 1.2 is because it seems like he's just had a really
He's got the
bad problem
snap
with the
hooks right now.
driver. The driver has
Yeah,
just
that's a
been
good point.
snapping. So I feel like Fat
Could be up to date.
Perez's should be like more around maybe scratch, maybe even plus because he's just
Hmm.
so consistent on like he doesn't get it in trouble. He's not going to snap it way left to
Exactly.
where it gets into trouble or way right. But
At
right now
least
for
when he's
some
on, because
reason,
you're right.
yeah.
The last few videos,
Cuz
he's
typically it's just
definitely
that
looked like
little
that.
butter cut.
Yeah.
And when he does hit the draw, it doesn't turn that much. Like obviously he's not hitting it a mile, but I mean he stripes the irons well. He obviously putts well. I mean, he's an amazing
Hmm.
putter. Just a nice little barbecue slider. I mean,
Don't get
dude's
him going.
dude's a
He's gonna
legend.
beat us.
I mean,
If we do a food challenge with him, I'm afraid of him.
I'm not. If it's food, I'm not afraid of him. You know who I'm afraid of in that group? Bob.
Cold cuts.
I'm afraid
Bob.
of Bob. If it comes
Why?
down to food,
Why?
because Bob pounds food. I swear, when you look at it, if you
Yeah,
watch the
low key.
videos and notice who eats the most, it's
Yeah.
100% Bob. FP,
Yeah.
FP is second, and Cutsy is obviously last.
Cutsy's his
He's
own
just
like Achilles
slower.
heel though, but he also always does extra. He does too much. Like they did the taco challenge and he got supremes. I mean, you're throwing a
Yeah,
fat glob of sour
a
cream on
sour
every single
cream,
taco.
dude.
That shit's gonna add up quickly.
Just
You know what I
nasty.
mean? Like little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Ooh, high noon just jumped out at me.
anyway, last little
Yeah.
bit of drama going on in golf, and it's not real drama, but somebody got a new girlfriend.
Ah, I know where we're going with this one.
Oh
Wait,
man,
wait,
this
where?
is crazy.
There we are,
And let's not forget how he broke up with his last girlfriend. I
dude.
don't know what she
What a
did, obviously, to piss
wild
him off.
story that is.
But he
Hey, pack
they're
your
supposed to
stuff.
go on some
We're
trip.
going on a trip.
Convinced her to pack her things for a vacation. She gets to the airport just to find out this was you to pack your stuff to never come
To
back
get
to the
out.
house. And then goes back to the house and the locks have
Dude,
been changed.
I hate to tell them. That's my goat.
Dude,
I'm so in. I think that's freaking awesome.
he is
He
so
is my
fucking
goat.
funny, bro.
That is
That is
so awesome.
that is crazy. It's
But
so funny. Tiger does what
like,
Tiger wants.
what a wild time we're in. That the fact that Tiger's over here, obviously political. He's dating a Trump, but
Yeah.
I mean, you got Kai Trump who just got like. I
Yeah.
mean,
Blowing
it
up.
feels like just in the last couple months she just like said, "I'm making a channel and here I come."
Yeah. Yep.
Which I mean, obviously you're gonna get the stardom there because of her name, and I
Yeah,
mean
her name.
she's an amazing golfer. Seems like a great girl.
Good
I mean the
personality.
videos you see her in, she's super
Yeah.
easy to talk to. But
Her with the good group was good.
yeah, that was
Bryson
awesome. Like
did a
all of
good
her
video,
videos
and
are
then
really
from
really
there,
good. And then she's got a great
from
swing.
there with the
Great swing.
she doesn't play very well though. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I see her golf swing and I think like, all right,
Like you think,
it's
at
got
least
good tempo.
70s, yeah.
It's a good looking swing. She hits it well. High, usually high draws.
But I will say I don't know her
that
background.
The Miles Russell thing.
Yeah.
So that post, kind of a weird stray on Tiger Woods' son and Kai Trump, but
Yeah.
Miles Russell wins some amateur event by 9
under.
It's only like 30. There's only like 36 people in the field.
Yep.
And they throw out that Tiger Woods Charlie Woods shot like what 10 over or something like that.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Whatever, something like that. And then Kai shot like 50 over.
Yeah. I mean, obviously
that's a weird thing.
They're
That's
doing
a
it
weird
for
thing to
clickbait.
throw to a post.
Yeah, it's just obviously going for clickbait. But I don't know her background. Like, I don't know. Did she grow up playing competitive tournaments? I mean, as a little kid, I was thrown into the fire. I mean, before I even got double digits, I played competitive events. Like, I remember my first year, I shot in like 94, 95, my first event. But by the time we got to the tour championship of that year, I was shooting 74, 75. So I'd understood what the
She might
pressure
need
was
to get
playing
used to it.
competitive golf. So I have no clue. Like, has she played competitive golf? Has she played in tournaments growing up? Or is this like something new? She just played golf, got really good, and now she's got to learn what it's like.
Either way, she's going to Miami to compete.
Yeah.
So obviously, if she's posting bad scores, she won't be on the traveling roster. But it's good experience. It's probably one of the better places to play year round.
Yeah,
and,
imagine that.
You're gonna be in a good conference playing against the best. So cheers to that. Cheers to her.
Cheers
but
to
like
her.
we were talking about earlier, the GOAT is now dating her mother.
Hey, willpower.
That's crazy.
It is wild.
A little bit of an age gap.
Yeah, I mean, thinking on her side, like imagine all the, stuff she's going to be able to get into. I mean, no clue if this is a thing, but just imagine she has a backyard that has a golf course on it. I mean, imagine all the practice that you can get off of that.
Imagine being able to walk out on the balcony and you got a little driving range bay with a full fucking range behind you.
Wouldn't surprise me if Tiger had his own what is it? The TGL. Imagine he just has his own little turf up top in a little square that gets replaced like every month.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me either.
But one of the things
he's got one of the coolest houses ever.
I mean, amazing. And one of the things that I think that's going to help Kai is, like, obviously with this, she's going to be playing with better golfers. Like, I'm sure she's probably going to be playing with Charlie at some point. She's going to be playing with all those guys up there. And, I mean, if she's in the Jupiter area, she's going to be playing with really good golfers. And one thing I've always believed is when you play with good golfers, you get better because it's always pushing your competitive drive. You're just always going to play better. Like I've always found myself in rounds when I play with the guy that just shoots the round of the day. I'll sit there, like I remember one time a kid shot 65, I shoot 69, and I feel like I played terrible, but I look back at it and I'm like, oh, I actually played really good. And I think that just kind of points out the idea of when you play with better golfers, you both push each other, and it just makes you even better and better. And I think that's why you'll see like JT, Tiger, Ricky, all of them in that Jupiter area are always playing together. You're always going to see the guys on tour kind of moving to certain areas, like the Houston area. You're going to have the Spieth and stuff. You're going to have the Jupiter area. You're going to have the LA area. They're always going to kind of play together because I feel like that's always just pushing them to be better and better.
That's the
About
only way to get
everything.
better.
Yeah.
And for them it's on a micro level, right? Like
Mhm.
let's just say Rory and JT play together. Let's just say that. JT's short game is ridiculous.
Yep.
And so for him, it's probably for Rory that is it's probably really good to be around a guy like that because it's like, all right, how can I see what he's doing, hear what he's saying, how is he viewing the holes, how is he viewing his where he's setting up and his misses, and there's a little competitiveness too where he's like, all right, I see how he hit this shot, looking at this, like now can I do it better? And there's just little mind games that are always being played that'll push the envelope.
Right.
Which I would agree. I would say too. There's an old saying that's like comparison is the thief of joy, right? Like in that
Yeah.
instance, you're pissed because you're like, I just got my shit handed to me because this guy shot 65, but in reality, you shot 69, which is a great day in any
Yeah.
tournament. If you shoot 4 69s in a row, you're probably gonna be in the top
Do
10, if
pretty
not
well.
win the tournament. And so, but on that same note, like you can also think like that because in a competitive scene, like
Right.
you can't settle for I just lost by 4 strokes. Like you have
Right.
to, that has to tick
You
you
have
off,
to
in
assess
order to
and
get
learn
better.
from what you've done.
Yeah. So it's kind of a little double-edged sword when it comes to it, but
No.
it is good. But anyway, we got the Masters coming up. I mean, quick little side note. Good got $45 million in investment. That's the craziest thing I've ever fucking read in my life. A company that started with two teenagers they did it when they went into college, making trick shots, has now turned into a company that has a buyout of whatever percentage for $45 million with a lot of star power behind it, which is amazing. There's a lot of potential that comes in this space, more potential than there is that in the actual tour, in my opinion. The tour is kind of hit this plateau with its own growth, and they're gonna have to come up with more avenues to be able to grow it. And I'm talking just PGA Tour. Obviously, there's spin-offs now. The TGL is its own thing,
Right.
and that's another way that's going to be good for growing the game. But the biggest curve that has not plateaued yet has to be social media / YouTube golf,
Yeah.
and that is capturing so many eyes, not just in the States but globally. It's pretty spectacular to see. It's obviously a passion of ours. That's why we're here and a part of it. But cheers to those guys. $45 million is no slack. I'm assuming that they
Not at all.
probably. I don't think that they gave up majority stake, which then lets you know that that company is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, which is
Right.
a massive feat. So that's fucking cool.
And I have a feeling they're probably going to start doing a lot of really, really cool things, a lot of good things for the community, a lot of good things for growing the game of golf. I mean, one of the biggest things that they've done, I see is like, I mean, just about every kid has a good hat. Every kid has a good shirt. They have good something. And I mean, just bringing more eyes to the game, more players to the game is always going to help it. And through social media, I think everybody's learning that that's going to, I mean, that's the new way. Social media is the
Yeah,
way now. Some people may not see it, some people may not want to see it, but I mean, it's just the way that
it's
things are
inevitable.
going. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
It's going to take over. Um, I feel like there are going to be more ideas. I mean, speaking of social media, you got the Content Creator Classic. I mean, yes, are we going to look at it and go, okay, these are some negatives? Yes. Everybody's probably going to point out the negatives just because those get the clicks. Positives don't get the clicks. But there were a lot of
mm-hmm.
positives from it. I mean, the things that I can see is I listened to a podcast of Foreplay, and they were talking about Trent. Trent being a 14 handicap is around the average handicap for most Americans in the world. So when you look at it, you can see the side of, hey, this is what I would do if I went to play Sawgrass at tournament level. They play from the back tees. This shows those people, hey, this is what I would do if I went out there. And then you've got the other side of it where you've got Grant. Plays great. That's where you show the more competitive side of it. And I feel like a lot of people want to look at it and be like, oh, it doesn't look as competitive. You got to also think this is the second time that they've done it. I mean, obviously it's going to get better and better each year.
Hiccups.
And you can't sit there and deny that there weren't moments where you just like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, FP draining a putt on 17.
Better than most.
Better than freaking most, brother.
Oh, what a moment,
I mean,
dude.
how incredible is that? And then you've got Grant taking the whole thing. I mean, when you sat there and looked at it, everybody goes, oh, Wesley Bryan's a tour player. Wesley Bryan played bad. Had a bad week. He's he's just through a slump right now. Then you also look at George. George wasn't in the picture either.
Yeah.
It was the guy from No Laying Up. Nobody would have thought that. Nobody would have seen that. And I think
same thing happened in the first year if you think about it.
Yeah.
Roger Steele played really well. He didn't end up winning it, but Luke Kwan wasn't the favorite. And that's golf.
Right.
That's the beauty of golf.
I mean, that's the beauty of it. I mean, whenever you look at, if it was that easy every single week, everybody would want to bet on golf and be like, oh, I know this person's going to win every week. But
now a healthy Scottie is a safe bet.
Yes,
just to throw that out there.
Healthy Scottie is a safe bet. If Scottie is happy with his putter, it's probably going to be a good week.
Yeah, you're going to want to throw some money down.
Now, if we were in 2000, Tiger's a safe bet.
Safe bet. Yeah.
One thing I will say:
2008, people made a lot of money on Tiger.
Tiger, only player to be negative odds in a major.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Negative.
People don't realize like how crazy.
How wild is that?
Negative odds mean out of 100 and something people, you're supposed to win.
Like, can you imagine?
That is crazy.
I can't sit there and imagine like going, oh, I'm gonna go to my local DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever you use, and I'm gonna pick a player, and if I put $100 down and I win, I'm not gonna make $100. I'm gonna make less than that. That is just mind blowing. That people back in the day used to sit there and go, I'll take Tiger against the field every single tournament.
Dude, I used to do that with LeBron James. Side note.
Like, can you imagine?
When he went to the Miami, I had a friend of mine. Shout out to B-Will. Bloody B-Will. If little Dracula. So we used to bet every year. I was such a LeBron fan. I'd pay, hey, $100. I think it was double odds or something like that. 2-1 odds. I get LeBron, you get the entire NBA. 2-1 odds for me. And he won. I think he won twice there. I lost one of them, so it ended up kind of just working its way out. But it was, looking back at it, I was a young kid. It was a stupid bet, but like similar thing, dude. That's just doing something freakish.
Just gonna do something freakish every time.
We'll never see that again.
I just don't think.
I guess we kind of did though, dude. Like,
did we?
Scottie's year last year was darn near like one of the best years of any golfer.
Yeah, but he won 7 events. Don't know. Yes, he won 7 events.
Say chat.
So what were we talking about?
I love that. Anyway, well, first edition of the 19th Hole Pod, absolutely phenomenal. You hung out on this far, just know we do DraftKings. If you've never played DraftKings, it's legal in California for those of you that are in California, which means it's probably legal in all states. Now, DraftKings is a salary cap that lets you choose between, I believe it's 5 different slots. It may be 6, but anyway, you have to divvy out your money based off the value of each player. You make yourself a roster, how the roster does per the entirety of a tournament. You get placed amongst the rest of the league. There's a prize pool based off of how many people enter into it. We'll definitely drop a link on what that is and how to sign up. So soon to come. We'll do one for every single major.
Yep.
And a chance to win a little bit of money this year.
A little cheddar.
A little bit of ched. Scott, anything?
Just want to thank everybody for watching. if you could, please hit that subscribe button at the bottom. It really goes a long way. We're really trying to make something of this. Just love sitting here talking about golf. I mean, you just got two golf nuts here. Just love the game. Wanna be more in the space. Love doing the social part of it, watching the PGA Tour, seeing everything that's going on. But we just want to thank you for watching again.
Hell yeah, brother. Final cheers.
Final
Down the hatch.
cheers.
To
Down
the
the
19th
hatch.
hole.
To the
Finish your
19th.
drinks. Don't drive home. Your wife's waiting for you.
Nice and smooth, baby. It burns.
Did.
Did burn.